Oh, 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 oh. Y'all ready?
Americans in various states have received or will be sent an additional stimulus check credit, Getty. Nearly 26 million California residents will receive a stimulus check worth up to $600 next month. It is estimated that two-thirds of the 40 million residents will obtain the financial support in September as part of the California Return Plan. Taxpayers making between $30,000 and $75,000 a year will qualify for the check. Undocumented immigrant families will also receive $500, as well as parents and guardians for each dependent child. To qualify for the Golden State Stimulus Package, you must have lived in California for more than half of 2020 and cannot be claimed as a dependent by someone else, according to financial expert Mistah. Taxpayers must file their returns before October 15th so they can receive the extra money. Governor Gavin Newsom was able to introduce the $100 billion stimulus package as the state posted a $75.7 billion budget surplus. The payments were expected to hit bank accounts earlier this week. Checks were also issued to teachers in Florida and teams involved in search and rescue efforts after the Surfside condo collapse. Teachers in Irving, Texas, will receive a stimulus check worth up to $2,000 in advance when they return to the classroom, Fox 4 reports. Employees who have worked at least 20 hours a week are eligible for the extra money. Payments must be deposited before August 31st. District employees in Fort Worth and Arlington will see their salary increase by 4%. Pay at Mansfield will increase by 2%, while staff at Denton will pocket a $500 retention bonus, according to KTVT. Earlier this month, more than 4,000 low-income households in New Mexico received an emergency check worth up to $750. Check it out. The cash was for residents who did not receive a stimulus check from the federal government, according to KRWG. Tennessee senators passed a bill that gave a $1,000 bonus to teachers in the state in lieu of a 2% pay increase, according to Deseret. Coloradans received a stimulus check worth up to $375 between March and October of last year, Martha reported. Meanwhile, the Maryland Relief Act of 2021 contained a measure that caused families to pocket an additional $500 and those who claim the Earned Income Tax Credit received $300. Earlier this year, teachers and staff members pocketed an additional $1,000 in Georgia districts. In February, Michigan teachers received $500 as part of the Meet Classroom Heroes grant proposal, Live reported. More than $50 million was dedicated to teachers and about $20 million was set aside for support staff. The grants were for full or part-time K-12 teachers and did not apply to substitutes. It seems unlikely that the White House will propose a fourth round of stimulus payments anytime soon. President Biden appears to be prioritizing expanding the child tax credit rollout, as about 36 million households received checks worth up to $300. The economy appears to be slowly recovering as unemployment fell from 5.9% to 5.4% in July, and about 900,000 jobs were added to the job market last month, according to.
Alright, they're saying child tax credits, $300 and $500 amounts, y'all. As well as honey. State stimulus checks. California had the Golden Gate stimulus. The amount was $600. Other states are doing anywhere from $500 to $1,200 per individual, $2,000 to $2,400, up to $4,000 per married couple. If you did work and made less than $35,000 for the year 2020 and you did not file your taxes, you could be eligible for a state stimulus check. and child tax credits if you do file your taxes. So please make sure you do that if you have not. Um, a lot of people are afraid to give the government their information, but realistically, if you're in the lower working class, making less than 25,000, 35,000, 40,000 a year, there are tax credits, and the government will find breaks, even TurboTax to H&R Block. There are ways they can go about making sure you do get reimbursed for the expenses you endure throughout the year, from home and laundry and work uniforms and things like that, uh, gas mileage, all the way to home office tax credits, child tax credits, monthly payments, and Golden Gate stimulus checks or state stimulus checks. So y'all make sure you do file your taxes. They have free filing available at irs.gov. And we get on here every day to tell y'all this as well. We are petitioning for a $2,000 stimulus check and monthly payments at change.org. Please type in for stimulus check, as well as the causes you believe in for the Say Their Names hashtags: Justice for George Floyd, Justice for Ahmaud Arbery, Justice for Breonna Taylor, Justice for Vanessa Gillen, Justice for Elijah McClain, Justice for Ma'Khia Bryant, and Justice for Adam Toledo, as well as over 8 black men and women found hanging in the U.S. since the death of George Floyd in March of 2020. Um, Please be aware uh, that all of these petitions are under the George Floyd Justice Act of 2020, where you can find an attorney or a legal team, um, a legal representative or law firm, to file a petition with the state attorney general for a case, internal affairs, to investigate for racially discriminative cases of police brutality. Um, for local law enforcement agencies in your city and state, again, get with a legal team and file with your state attorney general the George Floyd Justice Act of 2020, as well as other things you can vote for and do in your city and state, available at vote.org. Voting for legalizing businesses, business licenses, and the amount of business licenses available in your city, public housing, public transportation, homeless shelters, after school programs, the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, social distance learning, free school lunches, um, so much more, y'all. Public housing, y'all. Did I say that already? And homeless shelters, as well as free healthcare clinics, all the way to Planned Parenthoods, politicians running for office, and bills being written into propositions passed into law. You can find at vote.org. If you are low on funds and low on health insurance, please visit mdsave.com, as in Dr. MD, save you some money. mdsave.com to find underground coupons and vouchers online for medical and hospital needs and procedures in your state and surrounding states. There's so much more. If you need to figure out some ways to earn extra cash, if you have a PayPal account, or if you need to save money at the gas station, please visit my Twitter at Mrs. Cherry. Download the FitPlay app on Google Play for Android to earn coins to transfer out to PayPal, as well as visit my Twitter to find out how to save money at Shell stations all across the world. What else? What y'all want to talk about? We do have some forced stimulus check videos available. I did watch a couple this morning. They're not giving us all the news and updates and the quick votes and things like that we're looking for. Man, a lot of us have been trying to come up on a few thousand this whole time and have been having to pay for shit in between that never let us get up that high. So I know I don't need to say out loud that $1,200 and $600 and $1,400 is not enough money to last an entire economy for 2 years. What bills are you gonna pay for 2 years with that? Well, I don't want to pressure y'all, but I just want to remind y'all can vote for the $2,000 stimulus check at change.org. We're going to put on another stimulus check video before we get into some music, honey, and see what else they have to say. I see a lot of comments and a lot of hearts and some new followers as well. Hello, y'all. Over 72 viewers for the stream so far. Well over 72.
To hand out stimulus funds, which state used $1 billion in stimulus checks to keep a vital industry afloat, which is fantastic. And the great news of President Biden once again considering a vital stimulus debt relief program that would help millions of struggling Americans. Go Biden. Stay tuned. I'm Andrew Cartwright, and happy Thursday. If you're thirsty, today is the day to start, drinking up. Just kidding. Here's your daily stimulus check, second stimulus check, your third stimulus check, fourth stimulus check, fifth stimulus check, executive order, executive action, and stimulus package update for Thursday, August 19th, 2020. Where did 21? Where did it go? It's gone. Up, and away, right? My goal in these videos is to give you the best information to access government and private money for yourself, loved ones, and your business. So stay tuned to the channel for personal finance videos, business videos, EIDL, PPP, all the grant stuff, as well as real estate, stock market, crypto, credit, and investments to generate you income, save you lots of money, even some side hustles. Make sure you're talking about a side hustle. All you got to do in this one is comment, and you can win $2,000. So subscribe, like, and comment. Smash the like button. It really helps out, and it really helps out with the channel. That's like the best you can do is like it and comment. But when you comment, you enter to win $2,000. When we hit 200,000 subscribers, booyah, we're sending out $2,000 to somebody randomly picked from those comments. Also, grab your Webull stock, 2 stocks valued up to $2,300. Make sure you open an account because they give you stocks that are worth more. Also, thanks to my Patrons for as little as $3. They basically support the channel, get 3 articles a week, and a look under the hood of my investments, and check out my real estate program. A master's in real estate, 36 videos, resource list, when to buy, how to buy, what not to buy. Using your own credit, not using your own credit, and where to get cheap money as little as 2.86% money out there. So make sure you check out the program. It's only $99. It's $10,000 worth of information, and I've spent $45 million making all the mistakes so you don't have to. You pay through PayPal, so it's completely secure. You don't have to worry about giving any personal information up. 36 videos, almost 10 hours. It's incredible. But first, a recent study from the Pennsylvania Capital Star found that many states across America have been extremely slow, sticky fingers, to hand out those vital stimulus funds and checks and benefits. Very sticky, right? Sticky hands. That's what we call them. Pennsylvania House Minority Leader Joanna McClinton explained, it's always good to prevent tax hikes on working families, and we did manage to get more money to schools, seniors, violence prevention, and roads and bridges. But that's just not enough. There are billions of dollars in surplus money that belong to the people and should have been used to help families fund every school and maybe even cut property taxes for homeowners. You say, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. It does. The money that you pay in your taxes, a lot of times it's rolled up in your mortgage, so you don't even see it. But that goes to your police, which if you have less people going to jail, well, that's less money you got to spend on keeping people behind bars, right? Your fire department and your school. So the feds don't pay for your schools. We do through our tax money that we pay through our homes. And if you're renting, well, part of your rent is going to the landlord that has to pay those taxes. So if they use stimulus money to pay for the schools, you get a discount on your taxes because, it should go. We'll see if they actually do that. But that's what should happen. For example, in the great state of Michigan, just 7% of the state's $6.5 billion in disaster relief stimulus funds have been spent. That's it. They got a lot of Skrillex, you know what I mean? Also, according to City Lab, in South Dakota, officials haven't even asked for a related modest, a relatively modest 974 million that they've been allotted. Hopefully every state will just, that has the stimulus money left to disperse can provide citizens with the disaster relief funds they need, including a 4 stimulus checks to keep us afloat and on the path towards full financial recovery. When things get better, it'll be too late to give out this money, and then it'll be sitting there bloated in the state's funds. And I tell you, you don't want to leave money with states. They find a way to get rid of it in the craziest ways that have nothing to do with you. Patting their rich friends that got them elected. You want to put so much pressure about putting food on the table and helping you. We make sure we take care of the schools and crime prevention and making sure we have a better life now while we've got the Delta variant kicked up and in high gear that everybody is taking care of. I mean, we've got the money to take care of each other. It's just stupid, right? Responsible thing to do. Meanwhile, the great state of Colorado announced recently that thanks to federal disaster relief stimulus funds, hospital systems across the Centennial State remaining profitable during the pandemic, because a lot of people come in, they don't have insurance, but they take the most expensive real estate in the hospital, the ICU and the most expensive spots, because we have people on the verge of, going away. I don't want to say that, it is what it is, but they're not in the cheap section, the cheap sheets in the hospital. They're in the most expensive, with the most expensive doctors and the most expensive gear to take care of those people with the virus, which we should, but those hospitals can't go bankrupt in the process. Federal stimulus money was a significant factor in keeping hospitals profitable, with Colorado's hospital receiving a combined, get this, $1 billion in stimulus funds in the first 4 months of 2020. No wonder they probably needed every single bit of that. Julie Longboard, Senior Vice President of Colorado Hospital Association, explained hospitals are grateful for the Fed help. About 40% of Colorado hospitals were operating in the red before the pandemic, so the relief funds were, quote, critical for the response. She also continued, it's also important to recognize that the pandemic is not over. And I've said this, and you can see it, just Google the virus, see what it looks like, or don't. Well, wait till it's not good. And that's the impact of utilizing hospitals that are forecast to last through the end of this year. Because of that, the longer this pandemic persists, the longer we need to utilize many of the impacted areas, like there, right? I mean, where do people go to get help? And go next door and say, hey, can you hook me up with some tea? Nah, that's not how it works. It's great to see the disaster relief funds, though, going to good use, especially since our nation hospitals have been so critical in fighting the virus and keeping us on the path towards a full recovery, which we're all praying for, right, in the U.S. economy. Finally, we're talking about schools taking matters into their own hands regarding student debt relief. But recent statements from influential congressional members and President Biden's administration have added fuel to the fire in getting Americans with student loan debt forgiven. I hope so. Yeah, I mean, I would love students to be able to get this break. At this point, the current total student debt in America is roughly 1.7 trillion. I mean, think about it. Our debt for cars is like 1 trillion for cars. 1.7 trillion? Are we serious? And it's largely owned by the government, which has yet to be canceled. It's a money-making machine for the government. Yet schools are outrageously expensive, right? And then people carry that just to get a job that they can support a family. We've talked about schools using disaster relief funds to cancel student debt and payments. Now influential congressional leaders are putting the pressure on President Biden to forgive upward of $50,000 from students in the United States. This is fabulous. Both Senator Elizabeth Warren has been strongly pushing for this, and Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, the guy at the top, and proponents with Warren State. The president has the power to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt right now. Senator Schumer and I are going to continue to push for this, but Biden doesn't need any authorization from Congress. He needs to pick up the pen and do it himself. It's that simple. Hopefully, President Biden can forgive $50,000 in student loan debt from millions of struggling Americans, allowing them to focus on everyday expenses and rainy day funds instead of worrying about college and university dues.
That's me.
Not to mention, if we put it through Congress, they'll put a bunch of stuff in it, and it's going to be bloated with all kinds of stuff for the politicians. It would be so much better if Biden would just bypass them and just do it with a pen. That's your stimulus check, second stimulus check, and executive action and stimulus package update for Thursday, August 19th. 2021. Thank you so much for watching and for making it to the end. You guys are like my favorite group. So what's your favorite game, video game, or mobile game? Mine is Cash Flow by Robert Kiyosaki. If you love finance, you'll love that game.
All right, gentlemen. Again, everybody's still talking about state stimulus checks. Democrats gained 18 Republican supporters in the 4 stimulus check package. They're coming up with 2 different ones. We are pushing for a $2,000 stimulus check. There seems to be more than enough funds to be able to do so. It's just a matter of time. Democrats even claiming they can do the 4 stimulus check package by themselves with a bipartisan bill without Republican support if necessary. Pushing for a rush to vote in which they will be able to basically majority rules with a 51 vote. Meaning, if none of the Republicans support, they can go to the vice president. All the Democrats got to support, and then they can go to the vice president for a tiebreaker vote. Everybody knows the vice president, as of now, is Democratic Party Vice President Lady Kamala Harris. She is undoubtedly going to vote in favor of the Joe Biden stimulus check package. I'm just really hoping that the ones that are rushed to vote do include the 4 stimulus check for working Americans. Due to the fact that SSI hasn't been able to receive stimulus checks, recurring payments are only the loans who qualify for smaller check distributions and child tax credits and unemployment. That's about it, right? Just some things to think about as well. Increasing EBT and SNAP benefits. They say a lot of people are being approved for even small amounts of food stamps. I say apply, because all in all, you're gonna have bills, you're gonna have debt, you're gonna have all of these things regardless. So do apply for the funding that you qualify for. That's about it. We don't get Facebook and YouTube 20 minutes. That's like 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes than I wanted to give them. So, we're going to fade to the background. You're beautiful. Your soul is beautiful. Your energy is positive. You're important to me, your community, your family, and your friends. And I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here and making me a top streamer. And thank y'all for my money, though. All of that. We're going to fade to the background.